And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who have multiple jobs. Man, I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs. Shout out to my stay at home moms and pops. Shout out to the retirees. Shout out to the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, the truck driver, the taxi drivers, the delivery drivers, the round town drivers, and the long distance drivers. Shout out to my brother, Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. That's Troy Stars with a Z, Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Go over to Troy's channel and enjoy his content. Very well put together content, like I've told you before. If any of you are interested, remotely interested in trucking, and you're not on Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs channel, I'm just giving you a wealth of information that you're just missing out on because you're ignoring it. If you just vicariously want to see the life of a trucker, if you just vicariously want to see a brother that came from Jamaica and he's living overseas and he's in the trucking business and he has started up his own business and he's doing great things and he's documenting on the road and the problems that goes along with it and also just the life, period. Tune in to Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy his channel, right? Tell him Soflo TV sent you as well. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. You deserve respect. Manners and respect to all of you this morning. Let me shout out my first top 10, and then we'll get into the topic this morning. It's Thursday morning. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Give thanks for life because we're still here when others aren't anymore. Darlene Walter Riley, big up yourself and thank you for being here, tuning in. Lashana Alexander, good morning. Marlene McLeod, thank you. King Biggs, big up yourself. Jet Bar, Vibes, ATL Jam Radio, Hyper Jeff, Sexy Body, you're here. Tamira Brown Ford, Sonia Smith, and Paulina Dallas. Sash, I see you. Good morning. Gaza Man, big up yourself. Triple F, big up yourself. And thank you for being here. Siobhan Jones, Nadine Howe, Shalka, and Claudette Grant. And if I did not call your name, then you already know. It's still love and respect. We just can't spend all morning giving call outs and big ups. All right. So, man, listen. Oh man, I try to stay away from these stories now, not because I've been doing them for a long time. Let me first say this, and this is no badge of honor. This is just what it is, okay? When we first started this YouTube thing, there were only YouTubers from Jamaica on YouTube that did dancehall music reviews and stuff like that. It was all about entertainment. Which entertainer is sleeping with which entertainer just got bun from them baby mother, who is divorcing who and who married into who has a new album out, whose song is running the country now. It was all that. There were no channels that did our social issues and socio-economical issues to the forefront and brought it for discussion, our safety and all that, right? I said to myself, this is your lane. This is your lane. You want to serve a purpose. You know, we watch the news and we see, oh, another person dead, and we just flip the page. Nobody is sitting to discuss it. Nobody is discussing solutions. Nobody is using it for, well, back then, nobody was discussing solutions. Nobody was using it for to heighten awareness and these kind of things. So we said, yes, this is our lane. Let's go ahead and do it. We even said it back then. If you look at our old videos when they were cussing me out and telling me how over here, so we just made, I'm an agent, first of all. You're an agent, yes, and I'm serving the U.S. military too, so you know, same work with some other people, them three-letter word people and all that. I was vilified. I was called every name in the book. I was sent up under my mother how many times, all by the people who I'm trying to bring their plight to the eyes of the world. You know, it's like you're suffering in silence and nobody sees it. They're still thinking Jamaica Irie man, pretty beaches and sexy women and reggae music and good food and these things. And they don't know that there's the greater population of Jamaica is under stress and duress. Majority of the people are not feeling safe. See? So I did that. The hope was that there would be an explosion of YouTube channels and people using their platforms to report what is going on, but also to provide a platform for discussion so we could get to some solutions. All right. Today, if you look on YouTube, everybody covers the killings that's going on in Jamaica. I don't know if everybody is discussing and trying to think tank and come up with solutions. I don't know if anybody is trying to unify platforms and sign some petitions and reach out to some politicians who are in positions of power to make changes. I don't know what they're doing with their platform. I don't really tune in. I'm focused on over here. And whoever wants to work with us over here can come focus on over here as well. I did bring on a live Mr. Patterson, which is the leader of the third party in Jamaica, because you know them say JLP, PNP, same old story for so long. Nothing else is ever going to change. All right, we got in touch with Mr. Patterson, or Mr. Patterson, and then we got in touch. They got in touch. We ended up doing a live where he came on and he explained everything about the third party. Good move. Now the people are aware, or some people are aware, that there is a third party. And in the next election, you will have a choice, right? So no longer about, oh, I'm not going to vote for nobody. Try something new, maybe. I don't want people to think I am co-signing a third party and that's what SouFlo is doing. I am informing you. I am giving you the options. When you don't know better, you can't do better. When you don't know different, you can't do different. When you know, then you have options that you can do, right? So that was our thing. I can't be no prophet. I cannot be no prophet. There's no way that I can say when I do a video, this is going to happen again. Another one coming right up, and it happens. No, I don't think God give me all that the power there. I think this is just something that we're so used to. Me doing these stories for so long, I just know that there's no slowing down. It's going to continue to happen. What I'm talking about this morning is the 75-year-old woman who was found in her house day before yesterday with her throat slashed. Another one, and we're not DJ Khaled. And this is another one. Yes, if you pay attention to SouFlo TV, you will see that not even a week ago, matter of fact, it was 3 days ago that I did a story on a lady called Miss Mama. Miss Mama from St. Anne's, who is living in the constituency of Lisa Hanna. You know Lisa Hanna, the beauty queen slash now turned parliamentarian. That is her constituency. And Lisa Hanna took to the front pages and she was saying, you know, this can't keep on happening and all that stuff. I covered that. But when I covered that a few days ago, go back and listen to what I said. I said, here comes another one. This ain't the last one. Watch this. And see here, a couple of days later, another one. Another one. Now my question is this. Are Jamaican women, not just Jamaican women, but elderly Jamaican women under attack? It seems like there is, you know, sick people, not seems like, there are demons in the flesh, sick people walking amongst us, and they found another weakness. And the other weakness is women who are up in age and are either living alone or are at home alone at some point. That's a target. Why me say it's a target? The numbers don't lie. All right. Hear the story now. This is E. Wharton is in shock as 75-year-old's throat is slashed. That's exactly how the headline says it. So when people say SouFlo, oh my God, man, you could have done a different headline than that. It's a life, you know. It's somebody just, when I used to say dashway, or I used to say throat bust or throat slash, this is exactly how it is printed in the Gleaner. All right. Now, the story goes like this. When Glenroy Brown took his 75-year-old mother, Anita Brown, to be vaccinated against COVID-19 last Friday, he believed that he had given her insurance against severe illness and death, and had already started making arrangements for her to get her second jab. But it was a criminal and not the coronavirus that eventually snuffed out her life. The septuagenarian's body, with the throat slashed, was found in a pool of blood in her living room in Ewarton, St. Catherine, around 8 a.m. on Monday morning. When I spoke to my mother yesterday, September 5th, she was upbeat and she was happy. I didn't expect this wicked act, said Mr. Brown. I am the second to last of her children, but I feel as if I am bearing all the pain for my other siblings. As the news of Brown's death spread throughout the quiet rural community of Cotton Peace, residents ignored the non-movement rules on the second consecutive day of lockdown to visit the crime scene. Them run go look. Them say, is no movement there? Me no business. Me want to see walking down the road. So them run go down the road. Go look. The community is shaken badly by this murder. I know her. I know her as Annie B. Annie B. And I always see her working around the yard or inside the shop. It really hit home deeply. Her daughter-in-law, Laura Brown, recalled Annie B's philanthropy in hosting treats in the community for the children. I can remember how she would tend to her chickens or be cleaning up the land to plant crops. She said Barrington Clark had sounded an alarm when he discovered Mrs. Brown or Miss Brown's body on Monday afternoon. That's Monday morning. He was still in shock at this brutal death, and he said, "Me still frightened when me see the body upon the floor. I still can't believe, as she am a good friend enough, and now them kill her." Investigations are underway to ascertain the motive behind Brown's murder. The St. Catherine North Police have recorded, here's the numbers. This is why I'm able to predict that this stuff is going to keep on happening. And after this one today, there's another one coming up shortly. The St. Catherine North Police have recorded nearly 16% decline in murders. This is in this constituency, not in the country. As of August 28th, 26 persons aged 65 and older have been murdered in Jamaica so far. So let's go look at that and see how many of those were females. As of August 28th, we're talking about from January, yay, Happy New Year, to August 28th, right now, this year, we are in September. Today is September 9th. So what happened from August 28th to September 9th still is not in this report yet. As of August 28th, 26 persons aged 65 and older have been murdered in Jamaica. So do you see my grounds for me saying, obviously, this is a pattern? Do we have a think tank? I'm sure we have a think tank within the JCF. You know, law enforcement gets together and they have different departments. I'm hoping there's a think tank in there where they're sitting and they're watching the trend, and that's their job, is to watch the trend and to say, okay, this is what's going on. They are now targeting elderly women or women who are up in age. Even a 65-year-old woman don't want to be called old, you know. Old is 85, 95 is old. You understand? Or older. But respect to these grown women in this age bracket, I'm just saying, right? So imagine that. From January 1st to August 28th. So from January 1st to August 28th, 26 persons who are over the age of 65. 26 in little Jamaica who are over the age of 65. Don't make that bother you yet, because 26 ain't the number. It would be bad and not so bad if 26 was the number. So at the end of the year, people would say, well, how many people got killed in Jamaica this year? And we were able to say, well, the murder rate this year is 26. Wouldn't be bad, considering where we're at and where we've been for so long. Here's the numbers. Murders have declined by almost 16% in the St. Catherine North Police Division year on year. We're comparing last year to this year. 65 people were killed in that one division as at August 28, 12 fewer than the 77 slain for the corresponding period of 2020. Imagine that, in a one area, in one area, 65 people murdered in one area in 1 year. And this is not the end of the year yet. So far, 77 have been killed. That area they hot. But listen to the national number now. Nationally, murders have risen almost 10%. I wish them would have raised some people pay 10%. I wish they would lower the light bill them 10%. I wish them would lower the price of food 10%. Murder gone up almost 10%, 9.7%. This time last year, we were at 500 or 852. Let that number sink in. 852 is where we were this time last year. You know where we are today? 935. 935. So this is 2021. Listen to me now. We are in the 9th month of the year. Here's my other prediction. And these you should know by now that these are not predictions. These are just me following the numbers. And you can do the same. We're in the 9th month of the year. We're only 9 days in to the 9th month of the year. This month have 30 days. Our average in Jamaica is 100 murders per month. 100 murders every 30 days. That's the average. By the end of this year, it's easy to say that we will have surpassed 11 to 1,200. By the end of this year, we will have surpassed 11 to 1,200. I don't know enough. When people say, when you hear the Jamaican people saying stuff like, brother, corona rampant right now, but the murder thing, that way worse. You know, people have the nerve to tell people to shut up. In my cup this morning, some lemon boiled in some hot water. That's it. Hear me, man. It's so depressing when you do this kind of news. But I do this kind of news, right? Because somebody in here just hit a pin with you. When last you went home? Some of you left your good mother at home, you know, or back home, and you out here, you're doing okay. You're not suffering anymore. Try to be in touch more than you are. Try to allocate some of your resources, however little they may be, to the safety of your people. All right? Tiger Belly, fever grass tea. I have some fever grass that I brought up from Jamaica as well in the cabinet. I might break out some of that later. Try to be in touch with your people. They're not safe, especially those who are elderly and living alone. They're not safe. If they are not inside of a gated community that is manned 24/7 security, they're not safe. You understand? Try be in touch with your people more. Let's talk about the community doing more for themselves then. Because we can't always say government, 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 government. Let's talk about the community doing more for themselves. Benjamin says a lot of people leave their elderlies alone, all vulnerable. I talk to my audience all the time, Benjamin, as you know, and tell them the same thing. You know, the loose life that you live when you're young, loose life not really do nothing to help you. And I know people are gonna say yes, Soflo, but we know people who are married to was married and them have a bunch of kids and them get old and none of the people them not even come look for them and all that. That's when you do things. That's when you do things and become a turn off. You're picking them to get big and them don't even want to come see you. Yes? Uh the loose life don't really work out. You have to plan ahead. And I know tomorrow ain't promised and it's not guaranteed, but it does come. So in the event that you're still here, you have to plan ahead from now. You got to plan ahead from now. A lot of people do leave their elderly relatives out there on their own by themselves. Don't even check on them no more. These are the same people that raised them. These are the same people that white body change nappy. Some of them never born about diaper period. We did born when people did I use nappy. You remember nappy? You have to wash out the nappy, shake out your doodle tight and wash it out. Soak it in the water and bleach and wash it and hang it on line. Dry it and use it again. Them kind of thing there. Some of us come from them area. We run well left with people gone. And the people them there hurting inside deep. Wondering where are you? Because life is a cycle, you know. And I saw it go around like this. And the same way how you neglect those who were there for you at one point and now they're elder and you're out here gallivanting and enjoying life, is the same way you're going to get ignored at some point. Yeah? If you're around long enough to get old or elderly. I tell people all the time, it's a lonely thing. Me hear enough people I talk about, I don't want no partner. I'm happy being alone. I'm happy okay. You're happy being alone till you can't bend down to tie your shoes. You're happy being alone till you ask somebody reach something up there so for me and you can't reach it. You're like a fit body where you used to jump high, can't even move that high no more. You're happy being alone until you need assistance for pretty much almost everything. And you find yourself coming up with compensatory measures to do everything that you normally used to do. Lonely life not good. Lonely life worse not good when you're older or when you're elderly. A fall, you trip. You know when you buck your toe up on the edge of the bed and you ball out. You know that one there? That is different when you're 95 or 85 and buck that toe there. It's a whole different thing. I know a man buck his toe and long story short, that foot had to be amputated. Yes, he had underlying health issues and all that. And for those of you who are in the health field, you can pretty much walk along what happened there. But a buck him buck the toe. And sit down in the yard with the toe buck. The toe had a bruise on it. Him say, buck my toe. I'm sure him do like all of us did. You know, when you buck your toe, all Christian cry out, bumba clot. Well, it turns out by the time anybody got to him, come check upon him, my so you all right today? The foot of gangrene. You know, you think you're always going to be strong and able to defend yourself and young and able to secure your property and secure yourself and all that. If you're around long enough, life have a lesson to teach you. Here, once a man, twice a child, Halo Cameron, and the elders are never wrong. Once a man, twice a child. All right. So after you're done man up the place and you live long enough, God bless you with long life, be ready for your child phase because it's coming back. It's coming back. I see somebody, Mrs. Nia says, very true. A lot of feminist women that didn't need a man, they're going to find out real soon. The dog is not going to be able to help them. All right. Mainly at them I was talking, actually. Yeah, very true. And on to the next one. And if you blink wrong, me gone. And me not take nothing from no man. I tell women this. I know we're veering off into a different direction, but I'll come right back. I tell women this all the time. No way I plan. No way I plan. Because sexy body and pretty face on the last for so long. After a while, you know how y'all are able to go like to the grocery store, go to the mall, and you put on a little something. Oh, you know what to do when you're fishing. All right. And when you're out there, you know how to get looks. And you know how to get somebody fit. And it boosts your ego. Like, yeah, I still got it. I come out here and them, if you look for me. Them days they're soon gone. You soon walk through those same malls and those same grocery stores and nobody don't fart upon you because you're the old lady in aisle 7. I don't care how you fix up yourself. You not the old lady in aisle 7. You're the good looking old lady in aisle 7. Or you're granny. Try a thing. Or mama, try a thing in aisle 7. All right. You not gonna look. It's not gonna be fresh and young forever. So you better hope so you have somebody with you that can be like, yeah, you remember when your breast up as stiff so and them thing that why them a touch your waist now, but we still love them same way. Yeah? We still love them same way and let's sit down and share the journey. I'm telling you, my biggest example is my grandparents on both sides. On both sides. I'm lucky. Mother's parents, father's parents, lifelong partners for their whole life. In them 90s before one passed away, one still going, and these kind of things from the other side and all that. Yeah. So, and I watch and I learn, I study. I have never seen my grandparents argue. Relationships have arguments, it's natural, but I've never seen them argue. My grandmother knew her role and she played it. She was the silent ruler of the house. My grandfather allowed her to rule. Anything she want, I saw it go. But she treated him like a king. I have never seen one day pass where my grandfather dinner was not shared out the exact same way. The man have a big Pyrex dish. And the big Pyrex dish is what I go have in him yam, cassava, whatever ground provisions she cooked today, right? It's gonna have that, and it's still in the pot water, but it's in a big Pyrex dish with some pretty something on it. You can see through the dish, and then his meat kind is over here in a separate thing, and then get a third plate now, which is where he's going to share himself how much he want out of that, and so she share out this man thing every day, all right, right? This is every single day. So even if they had a fight last night, she no wake up the next day and talk about go cook for yourself. Move and go ahead, bright. I don't want to hear nothing from you. Go cook for yourself. Nope. The man get him things same way. Nobody in the house know that they're fighting or nothing. Me never see them look and cut yai upon each other yet. Not to say they don't fight, but wherever they were doing it, we weren't privy to that. Them keep that secret like top secret. We weren't privy to that. You know what I'm saying? So play your role. Have your life partner for life. Now, and I got to watch. And them times, hey, my grandmother don't know nobody to play with. You hear that? And then them time that I watch now over the span of life, my grandmother said, and start beat her leg like this because she get a cramp, arthritis at work, and the cramp them are kicking harder. You want to see my grandfather jump up real quick and him grab him beer rum and him throw him beer rum and stretch out your foot and him start suck up her leg and thing and massage it out for her. And if it happened to him, she do the same thing. I've worked in the nursing home environment. Me see when them cramp detect people and the arthritis kicking hard. I see when those people go through elderly issues or elder issues. And I see when they get no visit. And I see how sad they are watching other people get visit every day. Yeah. I've seen people get visit every single day. One man used to come to one facility that I was working at one time, and the man used to come every single day. And you want to see the older woman them to them. I look on the man like I feel them husband and them wish him could have come there for them because the man dress up nice every day same way. You know, and him cook him food at home and bring him food and spread it out, and him and his wife have dinner as if they are at home, same way. He makes his trip to that facility every single day. And the man said, when him get a little bit, or if anything happens to him, he'll be right here in this room with his wife, side by side, until we start to pass away from each other. It's still life or death. All right? So you're good now. You're young, fit, and strong now. Breast them stiff and turn up, so now. Yeah, you man, on a man, same thing for you. No different. You're good now. You're wheeling cocky now. Yeah, man, you're 1 and 2 and 3 now. But wait a little bit now. Wait a little bit. Life is a serious thing here, sir, and it's a journey. I don't like what's going on in Jamaica, and of course, we haven't liked it for forever now. Somebody said, Soflo, I've been following you since, no, it was a comment I made on somebody's stuff 9 years ago. And somebody left a comment and said, your channel has changed so much in 9 years, or since this comment, it said actually. So I explained to the person exactly I'm going to explain to you now. If you see my comments on YouTube from 9 years ago, we weren't SouFlo TV 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I had a YouTube channel, and that YouTube channel was just, I wasn't trying to do YouTube. I just had a YouTube channel like everybody else, right? It was 2016 that we started, 2015 that we started YouTube as SouFlo TV. The channel was named something totally different, and it was just a dormant channel that was sitting there. So what we started doing was we changed the name to SouFlo TV. We got focused, right, on branding, and then focused on what it is exactly we are going to do with this channel. Because this stuff takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of dedication from yourself. If you don't really love this, leave it alone. But if you really love it, go for it. So that's where we started, 2015. And here we are. All right. So I don't know who was following me from 9 and 10 years ago. We weren't around then. All right. Let's talk about solutions. Because we can't keep blaming government. We already know government short-handed. We already know they're not doing what they're supposed to do in all aspects. But let's talk about what the people can do for themselves. For themselves. One person said, buy some big gun and ammunition and have them ready. That's a bit extreme. I'm not going to tell you to go carry no illegal gun. I'm just saying, like, the FLA in Jamaica needs fixing up. I think one of Jamaica's biggest mistake was it disarmed its citizens. That empowered criminals. Disarm your citizens, you empower the criminals. Because guess what? Criminals don't care about your laws. That's why they're criminals. They live outside of the law. So if your law says no one should have a gun, well, guess who still has one? Criminals. Now, the law-abiding citizen who says, I'm obeying the law, turn in my gun, sign off on this, we are not allowed to have any guns unless you go through the FLA. That process is stringent. And if you don't own land or not connected to this person or them know you over yes or some big businessman or something, you can't get your license to carry your weapon. So you're just a sitting duck. So one of Jamaica's biggest mistake was that we disarmed our citizens. See? Citizens are disarmed, criminals are empowered. All right. I know enough people in Jamaica, and I will say to you like this. My proper police catch me with an illegal one. Then gunman catch me. Or boy catch me with nothing. And I can't defend myself. Judged by 12, prefer that than to be carried by 6. It's a real thing. So we've had this discussion before where we talk about some of them people here you see getting caught with illegal guns, they're not criminals. They're in a system where they're not allowed to arm themselves, but people are dropping around them like flies through criminality. by criminals, murders. There's no way you can live in a place where over 1,000 people are murdered every 300, and the numbers them don't match up. 365 days, 1,200 murders. How the rot did you get time to commit 1,200 murders in only 365 days? 1,200, 365, that kind of stuff. There's no way you can't be thinking, damn, well, I gotta arm myself. I gotta protect myself. I gotta protect my family. There's madness going on. But what we can talk about is the community pooling their resources together. The communities will have to start to put, remember I said, our disunity is going to be our biggest downfall. Yeah. Anytime we can't unite, we're frigged. Or the other F word. Anytime we can't unite, it goes through politics, it goes through everything else on every other level. Once there's no unity amongst the people and the love is lost, fear sufferation is coming. The communities have to start to pool their resources together. This is going to take unity. Them have to start forming community watch groups. I mean, I talk about 4 people get up at the church and say, yeah, we are the community watch group, 4 elders from the community. Because them not say a thing. This is going to take effort from the entire community. The fit one, them were up on the road still. And the one them was sit down in the house now because them don't move around too much no more. So she spend most or he spend most of their time on the veranda or around the yard. They're needed. And the one them out the road needed to who's going and coming. Pool your resources together. Form your community watch groups. Pool your finances together. Invest in surveillance systems for your neighborhoods. You might not be able to stop a man because a madman might say, I don't give a damn what camera around here, I walk, go in there, go do it anywhere. At least we will be able to say, okay, John, are you see there? See there? Now could pull up the video. See there? Watch you walk, go in and Miss Mavis yard. Watch how you kick off our door. You go in there, we see you. All right. And when you are coming out, look at the manner in which you ran out. You were escaping. It was around the same time that she was murdered. You are the culprit. All right. When that goes to court, we can then say and state the death penalty now. The only reason people are afraid of the death penalty in Jamaica is because of how corrupted certain things are. And you don't want them to grab your little son and say, I him do it. And it's not him do it. Somebody I work for somebody, and that somebody is in a higher power, and them say, yo, find somebody scapegoat for that something you call. My killer now take that. We need him out there. So you could easily be scapegoated. You could easily find yourself on death row for something you didn't do if things are not fixed properly first. So the only way I support this whole death penalty thing, may have to be 110%. I gotta be 100% sure that yes, I him. Now pop him neck and pop it in a way where it's an example to the others. You do this, you get this. No in between. No come in here and plead and cry out of one eye while the other eye dry as hell and you look. So I wonder if I get through to him. I put on a show this morning in front of a judge, begging for leniency. And your 30 years get flipped into 15 and you're out in 12. All that has to go. But the people can pool their resources together. They can do these community watch groups. They can, and community watch groups that are effective. Dedicate yourself to it, to protecting your community. You know what I'm saying? Benjamin said, wow, that means psychopaths are walking freely, ready to hurt vulnerable people. Fam, let me tell you something. I said this before and I've said it again, and I'll say it again and again and again. There's quite a few people in Jamaica carrying a few bodies, and they're not getting caught. And they will kill again and again and again. They know now that they can get away with it. Have this locked to a science. In or out. They know. Why do you think contract killing has gotten to such a rise? Contract killing. You get up and say, I don't go to my school, I don't want to do nothing else. I want to kill people. Because it brings in a whole heap of money. So he's studying how to be the best at that. Him don't even drink or smoke or nothing. The man just stay fit because he want to climb on the people fence and jump through window and run fast. And we can run in there and come out and get it done quick. And somebody, Pauline Graham says, sorry, that's not likely to happen, SouFlo. Well, I like that. Chester K. Hutchinson says, they don't get caught in Jamaica, so they keep doing it. In the US, even 20 years later, when you think you got away with it, they're still investigating and they will find you. And that's true. They never stop investigating. That's one thing I like about the US is they actually dig up their cold cases and reactivate them after a certain period of time. Like no case is ever cold forever. So somewhere along the line, and we've seen it, we've seen people getting dragged off to prison 65, 75, even 80-something years old for something they did like 40 and 30 years ago. You committed a murder 25 years ago, and we have all the proof we need now. And dragging them down. That's not Jamaica. Jamaica isn't there yet. But we need to get there. And this is where I say government plays a role. But we can't blame government every day, but we know they play a role. We know that they're complacent. We know that they're just sitting on their laurels, just chilling when it comes to this. They are defeated when it comes to this. Christine Simpson, I appreciate you. Thank you. Christine says, I don't think people in Jamaica feel empowered. I think we over here feel empowered. So the question is, what can we do here to finance, help, organize? Okay. Thank you, Christine, and good question and good statement. And yes, you are right. We do feel empowered over here. I got a gun on me right now. We do feel empowered here. And if I miss with this one, I got a rifle in the room right there. We do feel empowered here, right? My Jamaican people don't feel that empowered. They're beaten down by the system. And again, I've said this before, that is why they just accept whatever they're given, because they've tried going around it so many times for so long, and the system just keep on beating them down. From Barris Hammond, I sing, every time I keep my head above water, you know that song there? And try to save myself from drown. There's an overnight scheme all worked out, designed to keep me true. Putting up a resistance, I'm gonna work it out. That song there, I'm from way back then. That song is not new. So this is how the system is. Chester K, I appreciate you. Thank you. But what we can do is exactly what I just said. Where there is no unity, we're going to get punished. And we're being punished because we are no longer loving towards each other as a people. We're no longer loyal towards each other as a people. We're more for the me, I, self. Material things is wealth now. Life and health used to be wealth for us. But majority of the people have been geared towards material things now. So it ain't nothing for them to dash you with some material things. Things that don't even last too long. That's how much your life is worth. So until our people are able to start organizing on the ground, uniting on the ground, and making these kind of organized moves like the community watch group. We can't be community watch group from overseas, right? We can pool our resources together and finance whatever it is that they are able to come up with, but we can't do it from overseas. For those of us who are ripping and running and living in other parts of the world and getting our education and doing our journeys and whatever, we can't help this until they on the ground start first. Now when them start, we can jump in and say, all right, this is what you have going on. All right. Yeah, but we need so and so. Okay, boom, we got that. Rally up the people. Make sure that's taken care of. That kind of thing. So the disunity is going to be the problem. I seen somebody say it will never happen. Boy, I kind of like to think that the glass is half full. I don't like to be pessimistic, because when you become pessimistic, then you start feeling hopeless. I mean, I like make people feel hopeless. Hopeless people do desperate things, to include killing off their own. We need people we can trust to handle things like that. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I'm here. Other people are here that will make sure, but we have to see it first. Right now, if a community came to me and said, or a community leader who has people organized and has demonstrated certain things, could say, hey, we're trying to keep the community safe, from January till August, you do the math. This is like how many people have been killed in this area alone, SouFlo. We need help. So we've banded together. We have our community watch group. We're trying to put up our surveillance systems throughout our community, and this and that and that. I'm right on that with them. How much y'all need to make this work? Matter of fact, I will go in there and go even further. And then when I go to Jamaica, I will go into those communities and I will link up directly with those people face to face. I'm going to see how the community look, how to run out all these things. But it's not going to happen until they're able to unite. You know what I'm saying? They have to unite. We're here. We're ready to help. We're ready to help. But the unity. Patricia Stark Unstoppable says greed and bad mind. Yeah, they put greed and bad mind over health and over life. One time gone in a man. I love talk about one time gone like me an elder, but I'm elder to a lot of youngins. One time gone, like the elders in our communities, that was off limits. Like that was so off limits. That was so off limits. Now they're fair game. Times have changed. Our elders are now fair game. Our elders are actually now targets, not fair game. Because everybody knows that the elder, they probably live by himself or might live by herself. These youths are sick in them head. Enough of them are looking at these 75, 85-year-old women and thinking sexual things. Because you can't explain to me how you went in to rob the house and ended up raping her and she's 80-something years old. If you're a thief, you're a thief. So when the rape come in, man can't rape nothing unless man turn on by that. Man can't penetrate nothing unless he is aroused. So an 85-year-old is turning you on, an elderly woman who can barely move around, that's in her house by herself. She come out do her little gardening, keep herself fit and moving and active on these things. And for a lot of us who are planning our older days out and we're saying, that's how I want to live out my older days. Wake up, plant some nice food in my garden, go trim up my flowers them and take in some sunshine, cup of coffee on my veranda and watch out the street in the morning. Hi, ma, SouFlo. Wang George, everything all right? All right, sir. Hi, ma, SouFlo. All right, youth, you're going to school. All right, be safe out there. And them kind of life that ain't gonna happen. It's a fantasy now for most of us. Because most of us, for one, can't go back, go live like that because of where you come from. I seen somebody said, don't go live in rural areas like Miss Mama. The lady named Miss Mama, not the one this morning, the one I covered before that a few days ago, who they did the same thing to. She was found naked, face down. Miss Mama lived in a rural area. She didn't have no neighbors. So the first thing people said was, well, you can't be living in rural areas like that. That Miss Mama wasn't a foreigner. Miss Mama, a Jamaica, she born and raised right there. Right? So when you think you could, if they who never left can be in that community and get treated like that, imagine you who go afar and go stay how many years and then come back, build up a nice little house. They're targeting you. They are targeting you. There's no way you're going to be able to feel safe. And you have to grill up the house, and you have to grill upon the outside, and then you have to put the grill upon the inside, and then you have to literally lock yourself in your little prison. And when you come out to trim up your little flowers, you have to look around like a parrot, and every noise that make you feel. I don't want to live that life, especially not in my older days. No respect for life anymore, Cindy. None. None. Elders were off limits. Women used to be off limits. Children were definitely off limits. Man, go in the house now and just shoot everybody. 85-year-old granny, bow. The boy with them comfort, bow. Him two little picnic them, age 2 and 10, bow, bow. Like, madness, madness. Man used to go in before and get who them comfort. Stray bullet might catch somebody else, is a one-time thing and them gone. Not no more. Times have changed. We have changed as a people. We're not even so loving anymore. We talk a lot of love, but we're not even so loving anymore. There's only a few of us out here, man, that genuinely love and are trying to preserve our culture as far as what the elders taught us and how we came up. If more people got on board, we could get somewhere. But it takes unity. Right now, this one I like that one because them can't even explain why. I don't like him, can't chat too much. Okay. Judgment is coming. Jesus is my peace. Why may I hear that all my life? Management of the selfish parliamentarians. Culturally divided. All kind of stuff going on. But like I said, so that was an important question that she asked. How can we be a part of the solution? Because, you know, we talk about the problem all the time. And that's what I see a lot of people doing, is they report the problem and sensationalize it. I don't need views off this kind of video as in, oh, they're going to pay me. YouTube don't like these kind of videos, first of all. Okay? So from the headline says, throat/75-year-old, don't expect to be putting no commercials on that thing. Don't expect to be getting no money off of it. Don't expect for any brand to call you and say, oh, we want to sponsor you for this, to run this product on your channel. It's not going to happen. So this right here, this is a labor of love. This is a labor of love. I could wake up this morning and talk about how P. Diddy was seen off in the ocean with Future and Bow Wow's baby mother, and how these females run around in the industry, but she get into the bag. She's getting her money, and I can make that a whole funny and fun session and go on with that for one whole hour. But I choose this, right? Labor of love. Labor of love. So yeah, we need unity. Bottom line. The bottom line is unity. Somebody say, why for the bottom something there? I gotta love my people. I don't think people understand how much I love Jamaica, man, and Jamaicans. I don't know if you ever there around Jamaicans, if you notice there's a different vibes. I mean, bar the trouble. We're not talking about the negative ones. We're talking about when things nice, it nice. But we say things a different way. Maybe I try my culture, but of course, we say stuff a different way. Our sarcasm alone will have you laughing. We laugh about stuff nobody else laugh about. We find a way to turn tragedy into, yeah man, but life goes on and we can still survive through this and put a smile back on your face again. We Well, the we I know, we used to look out for each other. I'm gonna tell the story again. One time I'm going to Jamaica, right? And I get on a plane in Miami, and the stupid people who book my flight, I'm booking a flight with a 6-year-old. My son was 6. I'm booking a flight. An adult books a flight with a 6-year-old. Why would a booking agency put the 6-year-old at the front of the plane and put the adult at the back of the plane? That's how our seating arrangement was set up. And I'm trying to get it changed, and they wouldn't change it. Even if I was paying to change it, they wouldn't change it. So I end up at the airport, come and say, "Nah, I missed my flight, and I'm going to Jamaica." I end up at the airport with my son, and I get on this flight in Miami, and it's a youth where the man have on slippers and socks, cut off shorts, and a marina, and a newspaper roll up in a back pocket. And it's that youth there. The youth said, "Brother, come here, son." And it was his seat that my son was supposed to sit next to. He said, "Brother, come here, son. Me take your seat. You take that seat there." I say, "You sure?" He said, "Yeah, man. Them idiot people I deal with, pick the car, sit down by themselves." And I was like, "Damn, look at that." I felt so good, you know, and the whole flight, you could hear people who didn't know each other. One man said something wrong there, so from a joke, and next man up there, so respond. Everybody in between involved now somehow, and it was just beer laughing till it reached. When my plane landed, I felt like I wanted to take everybody on the plane. This is before Corona, coming out, take everybody nowhere. I felt like I wanted to take everybody on the plane with me to where I was going, so we could continue that vibe. We've lost that, man. We've lost it. As a people, we have lost it. We're no longer that. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? It's very sad. Very, very sad. Yeah. Tamika Keaton says you lost your eye and you are called no eye or one eye for life. Yeah, a man in my neighborhood lost his leg and he was called Wani. And we have Wani. I think every community in Jamaica have a Wani. You have a brethren and him eye them gosso. It might be half Chinese or Asian or something with the, you know, them the characteristics of those eyes. That a China man that you have a brethren him really, really dark skin. We don't exclude nobody. We have a brethren him really, really dark skin, a blacker that. Yo, blacker, call China man there for me. Yeah. I seen one yesterday on Instagram. Jamaica is the only place where what you sell is your name for life. Ice cream man are creamy. The man that must say peanuts are nutsy. Yeah. The man running jerk drum out the road there and jerky. And yeah. Yeah, man, you know, jerky down the road there. Yeah, not to come through yet. You not come through yet. Well, if you see him, tell him say, Blacker say, China man want to see him. Them kind of thing that we don't exclude nobody in our community. It's not like in the States, right? And these are different. We need to understand what we are throwing away. Because if you lived overseas before, you will know that people are cut out of social circles just because of their differences. You have a one eye, nobody know want to hang around with you. You probably don't have much friends at all, unless you go to some kind of center where they cater to people who have lost vision or something. But in Jamaica, you have a one eye, the same brother there, he's like everybody else. Him get gal in our community too, like every other man. Him can come and dance too. Him in the dance with everybody else, him party with everybody else, him school with everybody else, sports with everybody else. Same thing. Right? She big and fat like that. You call her what? Me love my fatty. Pipe on the body. Me love my. Aye. Me just tick toe on it. The man said all when it's sunny. All when it's bigger than my body. Me just beat it up till it's sunny. That's Jamaica for you. This is our essence of who we are. Okay? Mampi. Yeah, you know, it's a blacker they will Big man. Yeah, man, I black a thing that man. Chilla man, I try to fight to do. Well, me I try to. No, dog, I tell us the black I love her, like left her alone. All right, so them kind of something there. We we are us, man, and we are so intricate, and we are so. Me not even know a word. Not forgot use one of Tanto Black's words. Them, you understand? We don't know what we're throwing away. It's sad. It's sad to see the changes that has happened over the years. If you look back a decade, if you look back 15 years and you come back down to here where we're at now, if you can only imagine in another 15 what it's going to look like, you know it's going to look good. It don't look good. We are us, and we are all we have, and that's real. And we better try our best to save it and preserve it, or else we're going to be looking at a has been, once was kind of situation pretty soon. So it on, we're unique. Yes, Michelle Rattigan, facts. And everywhere we go in the world, people love we for being us. It's funny how grandma used to tell us, say, you can't talk like that. People are going to say you talk bad. You have to round up your words and master the English language and all this. And when you reach a foreign, them say, oh, you Jamaican? Nah. Talk like it then. And they want to hear you chat like this. Oh my God, he is, isn't it? Yeah, say it again. Say that again. Oh my God, he is. That's how that's how they were when I was in the UK. They're like, say it again. Oh, so he's a proper yard man, yeah? Yeah. The world love we, but it seem like we don't love ourselves. Rotted. Them look, no, serious statement. The world love we, but it seem like we don't love ourselves. And then I see Spice stop at the Bomber Clot Festival in what was it, Sweden? And you might think I just curse the big sign out there. When she said, no, I'm not cursing, come here. See the seat here? The big sign out there, thousands of people gathered. The festival name was the Bomboclat Festival. The world loves us, but we don't love ourselves. It seemed like. Yeah. And I don't want to make that statement get too general because, like I said before, there are lots of us or some of us out here who are very much in love with our culture. These are the intricate things about Jamaica and being Jamaican that I cherish. So when I ask somebody what you love about Jamaica and them can't tell me nothing, then you don't love Jamaica. You love the beach and you love the trees and you love the land. That kind of remind me of like them people that and white people that will go over Africa go hunting all year long. They're sending out police to go find poachers. People them can't kill no animal upon them own land because these are going to be extinct soon and everything. As soon as them go over there, big old 30-06 rifle, lick down a big elephant and take picture with it. The elephant had been around for forever. He was the leader of his friggin' pride and all these other things. Clap down the biggest lion on the plane and oh, we're so in love with Africa. But them say a little emaciated picnic and kick it over like it wasn't like he wasn't even there. Yeah. So don't be one of those people. Don't love don't love the land itself and the trees and all that stuff. Love the people, the culture. And we make the land. And we make the Jamaica what it is. All right. So that me love. You know, so when we go home, especially when we go country, I try to push with a fire, you know. And blaze up a wood fire. If wood fire go on, I brought my son in there. And the last time he went to Jamaica, I brought my son in a wood fire kitchen. Now, my grandmother them have upstairs kitchen with, this is where, when me I grew up, that the kitchen there was for when the foreigners come in. See? Because the foreigners them now shall treat them kind of different. You are go downstairs, go a wood fire. Because we not burn out gas and all these things when we can push fire. And plus, we think it's the best way to cook. Cause no food no sweet like that. Your food ever cook out a door yet? Eh? In a big iron pot, pan tree, stone, and wood fire. Nah, y'all used to aluminum pots on an electric stove, and yeah. So I make sure I carry him in there and the smoke a burn out him rotted eye them and see me. I said, Cosy, you alright? He said, yeah, Dad, I'm good. And I know he's not alright, but we are make him feel it. Cause we used to push with a fire under the stove and blaze it up. Listen, man, I come from one time, iron used to have to heat up. You have to heat the iron. You remember the you remember the cast iron stove, with the fire underneath it. You heat on the coal up top and you heat up your iron pan it. The iron couldn't plug in. It's a big piece of iron. And you heat, and then one time grandma get ready for iron the clothes, she dip it in the water here, wipe it off on the rag over there, so iron out the clothes till it cool down, put it back and take the next one now. School soon start, the uniform have to press up on them thing there. When my son was small, Marjorie Rose says, when my son was small and we in Jamaica, I did not want him to speak patois. And every time I correct his English, he would say, Mommy, you want me to talk like white people? Well, and you know, it's not even, it's not even talking like white people, you know, it's mastering the English language. And I got to learn that later on. I read a book by Mr. Gavin and it tells you to master the language that governs the land in which you live, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to get ahead. I've lived to see that. It's like those brothers that don't know when to switch it up, and then you see them standing in court in front of the judge, and they're in front of a judge, and they can't switch out. So them in front of a judge, I thought about, boy, you're now, you know the Schweppes already. And, and the judge is already biased against you because of, you know, a social, economical divide. We're up here, okay? Nobody speaks like that where I come from, so I already know where you come from. Yeah, judge, you don't know the Schweppes already, you know. And that me I try to tell a judge, or even when dealing with the police. Brother, yo, you're not, it's like you're not here with me, I say, it's like you're not two meds with me, I tell you can't, you know, you have to know when to switch it up. So shout out to my grandmother, that's what she did. She made sure that we spoke the patois, but we also mastered the English language. So it was very helpful. It was very helpful. So I didn't go around speaking straight patois all the time and didn't know how to articulate myself when the time came. I've seen people come in for job interviews. And when they came in for the job interviews, ever since I started working, and I started working at 14 years old, my first job was at Winn-Dixie in Florida. Started working at 14 years old on Miami Beach. I used to pack people's groceries, take it out to their car, pack the grocery in them car back, all that. And I used to watch guys come in for jobs, right? A whole heap of in there that I work was Jamaicans. When I watched the younger guys come in for jobs, same thing. He had on a tie, but the shirt wasn't pressed or ironed. So the shirt crushed up like him just carry it out of the, take it out of the laundry basket. In pants, he has a belt on, but the shirt's not tucked into the pants and the pants is sagging. And this is how he's coming for a job interview. Shoelace literally untied and dangling so as in my walk. Now you know, so we don't move like that, right? And we say tuck in your shirt and your pants, put your pants on your waist, and these kind of things. That's how I was raised. That's how I was raised. We couldn't go outside like nobody cared for you or like you didn't know how to put yourself together. When we went outside, we represented our community and we represented our family. And if you were in school age, you represented the school that you went to. All that gone. All that gone. When I started getting videos out of Jamaica when pick me a square up with teacher and tongue teacher in a mouth and all these things, I was like, damn, I must be getting old. I must really be getting old because women just watch. You squaring up with your teacher or your principal and thump him in the mouth as for things that he said to you. We might have thought about it, but I guarantee we weren't thinking about it for too long because it was like a no-no. We changed. Believe me, we changed. And we can laugh our way all the way through the changes, but it ain't no good change. It's not a good change at all. At all. We have to face that and say to ourselves, we have changed. As a people, as a nation, we have changed. It's not a good change. Right? Who will preserve the culture so that generations from now, they too can experience exactly what I'm talking about now? Well, I don't know. God go with me here. God go with us. But yes, I'm here and I'm available, and I let people know this all the time. If you have something and it's popping on the ground and it's real, it's something I can verify, then reach out. And I will reach out to my audience. The people are here, right? And we can get something going. But we have to start looking out for ourselves and helping ourselves and being a community. We have to be a community. Unity have to be there. You see how God punish with when we go against unity has to be there. We're gonna leave it right there for this morning. We are an hour and 10 minutes past the hour. It's Soflo TV right here on Morning Thoughts with my Morning Thoughts family. Big up to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Find a reason to laugh today. If you really want to laugh, just find something about Jamaica, Jamaican people, our culture, and these things. For those of you who are not Jamaican, big up yourself same way. Shout out to my other Caribbean islands. It's one love, one Caribbean love, one people. And none of them are different from the next one. Some people might have an accent a little different. Some people might season the thing a little bit different or cook it different when we are eating the same food them. You understand? We move on the same vibration kind of thing. So big up to them as well. One love, people. And I'll see you tomorrow morning right here on Morning Thoughts, where we go, it's the freaking weekend, baby. Now save that for tomorrow morning. All right? I'm out. Peace.